This week in the world of Digimon, fans finally got to see what Angoramon's ultimate LAMORTMON will look like in the Ghost Game anime art style. Fans have been waiting weeks and weeks for Angoramon to evolve to Ultimate, so how did we finally get to see him? Well, about an hour or two before episode 34 aired, Digimon_TV tweeted out this new art featuring all 3 humans and all 3 Ultimates, which shocked a lot of fans and made us think, oh, so this is going to be the LAMORTMON debut episode. Weird that you spoiled it ahead of time, but cool art. And then this week's episode dropped, and well, no LAMORTMON. Super strange turn of events. Why Digimon decided to release new official key art showing off LAMORTMON in Ghost Game's art style hours before an episode that would not feature him is super strange, but I don't pretend to know how Toei thinks. So we now have a great look at Angoramon's ultimate, but still 34 weeks into Ghost Game really does not have an ultimate level Digimon. Weirdness aside, let's talk about the episode we did get, Ghost Game episode 34. If you're new to the Digino, welcome. We do Ghost Game reviews every Sunday and put out midweek videos at least once a month. I've been working on something really cool for later this week. It's almost ready. Please subscribe so that you don't miss it. A large part of me was expecting LAMORTMON to show up because of the art tease hours earlier, and I gotta say I'm kind of glad he didn't debut in this episode because it was a largely unremarkable one, and I don't think an ultimate debut would have actually made the episode any better. It would have possibly just made the ultimate debut worse. This was a very safe and by the numbers Ghost Game episode, almost identical in structure to episodes like 27, the Splashmon episode. We kick off the events of the episode when we see a girl sleeping in her room when an unidentified Digimon transforms her into this hideous gecko-looking hybrid abomination. Hiro is off-site from the dorm for a night and gets to return to his dad's house. Cool to go back here, but in the middle of the night, one of these mutants is in his house and appears to have stolen jewelry, a diamond wedding ring actually. Hiro recognizes the mutant as Nanami-chan, a girl he knew from his elementary school. Shortly after, we see about 8 or so of these human geckos converge at a satellite tower before their phones start beeping and they all head towards a shopping district. Hiro and the team pursue them. Gamamon tries to take them on by himself in rookie form, but it's a bit of a pointless endeavor. We do learn though that all of the human geckos are collecting diamond rings. The Digimon that transformed these humans into geckos in the first place is feasting on the diamond rings like they're popcorn. The team doesn't stop them here, but they do realize that the human geckos are being given orders by someone. They decide to crash at Hiro's house with Ruli sleeping in the upstairs bedroom. She's alone and made vulnerable to the Digimon who mutates the humans. It breaks into the room while she's sleeping and infects her or transforms her. We get the most cursed look ever at Ruli in that human gecko form. The team obviously knows that they have to save her and revert her, and here's where we get a very silly line and silly plot point in my opinion. Quote, "Tonight there's going to be a huge shipment of diamonds to the lab," says Kiyoshiro, and it means the human gecko's leader will probably direct its army there. This is like an absurdly convenient plot point, like way too convenient. Kiyoshiro just happens to know that the lab at the university is receiving a giant shipment of diamonds at the exact same time that we need diamonds because of the diamond eating Digimon. What's also hilarious is that we see Salamandamon, the Digimon of the week, is kind of like reading social media to learn about the huge shipment of diamonds. Like surely that wasn't a top news story that you couldn't avoid. So this Digimon was browsing Twitter, just so happened to find the most convenient news story possible for its goal. It's silly, but whatever, it's Digimon. I won't spend too much time kind of poking fun at this convenient plot point. There are dozens of human geckos marching towards the university. Hiro and friends follow them, and the team allows the human geckos to steal the diamonds and bring them back to their leader, just so that Kyushiro and the others can track them and be led back to their leader. It's revealed that Salamandamon is their leader, and it's been eating all these diamonds because it says, quote, "They allow my flames to burn even more beautifully. Diamonds are carbon, so they burn." I think my least favorite Ghost Game villain plots are when vanity is the primary motivation for the villain, like the Digimon a few weeks ago who was turning humans into water, Splashmon, so that it could have beautiful skin. Beautiful skin, beautiful flames. It's not great in my opinion. A little disappointing in terms of villain motivation. Angoramon pleads with Salamandamon to turn everybody back, but it just doesn't work. Salamandamon tries to pit the humans against the team, so Kiyoshiro thinks to go into the AR field, thinking that it will make it so that the human geckos can't follow them in, but it doesn't work. They do actually come in. It may be that they have like Digimon DNA in them or something. As human geckos, they can enter the AR field, which is typically reserved for Digimon and humans wearing vital bracelets. Tesla Jellymon and Battle Gamamon do a cool but simple team-up move to electrocute the human geckos. Salamandamon freaks out, starts kind of burning up. Battle tries to jump on its back, but Salamandamon starts turning up the heat to insane levels that Battle shouldn't be able to handle. It becomes like this battle of the flames, which is kind of cool admittedly. Battle Gamamon punches Salamandamon at just the right time, a quote fire extinguishing punch. The real world science reference is that a way to instantly put out oil field fires involves bombs and other explosions. Not necessarily the most eventful or really cool conclusions to a Digimon confrontation, but the kind of heat off is kind of neat. Really, Nanami and the others are turned back into humans, and Salamandamon promises to not turn humans into gecko mutants again if we'll just let it eat some more diamonds. Hiro obviously can't promise diamonds, but he references pencils because pencil lead is made from graphite, which has a similar molecular makeup to diamonds. So while Hiro won't be able to feed Salamandamon diamonds, he'll give Salamandamon some pencils to chew on. Again, it's fine. Tragically, I think the worst thing I can say about this episode is just that on multiple occasions it made me go, yeah, okay, sure. All in all, this was unfortunately a pretty non-consequential episode of Ghost Game. Because Digimon's official account shared that key art featuring LAMORTMON and the other Ultimates about an hour before the episode went live, I was all but certain this was Angoramon's Ultimate debut episode. But I did think it was a weird place to debut it and kept thinking throughout the episode, okay, when's it gonna happen? Is it gonna happen? This feels weird. Will it feel consequential? And then when it didn't happen at all, I was kind of relieved because it feels like maybe next week is a more appropriate place to debut LAMORTMON, since that's gonna be some kind of werewolf episode. But so the fact that nothing really happened here, again, humans having their form altered by a Digimon obsessed with making itself more beautiful, that's almost exactly what happened with Splashmon in episode 27. The fact nothing new happened here makes this episode rank very low for me. In my episode 27 review, I did call that one my least favorite episode of Ghost Game, and if this is essentially a copy of my least favorite episode without changing up the formula or improving it in any major ways, I have to say that this is probably my new least favorite episode. But I'm still optimistic for next week's Ghost Game, especially if based Digimon's theories are right. He thought that maybe with the episode being titled Werewolf and the reality that we've already had Black Agumon in the show, maybe next week we'll be seeing something like a Black Weregarurumon. I also think it's finally time for Angoramon's Ultimate to make its anime debut. I'm still shocked, to be honest, that they released that key art featuring all three Ultimates before the third one debuted. Really weird move that may have impacted my enjoyment of this episode, but I think, to be honest, even without the fake out, this was the definition of a playing it safe, kind of standard template by the books episode of Ghost Game. I would say for better or worse, but I kind of think it was for the worse. Let me know your thoughts here if I'm wrong and this episode was one of your favorites, or if you disliked it even more than I did. Do you get what I'm saying? How this was almost the exact same as the Splashmon episode 27 formula all over again, just switching out humans turn to water with humans turn to geckos. Let's pray to Godramon that LAMORTMON is next week and that it feels like a worthwhile Digivolution. I thought Kano Weissmon's debut was kind of randomly placed, but I thought Tedismon's debut was really strong and felt earned, so I want LAMORTMON's to feel like a big earned moment for Angoramon and really. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, because I have an exciting video coming out in the middle of the week that I've been working on for some time. Then there'll of course be a new Ghost Game review next Sunday for episode 35. Have a great week, and I'll see you in the next video.